record. Now it's recording, guys.
Yes.
Now, again, share screen, consistent verbs. Again, here, this one. So you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But I need all the time to see the participants. So yes, I have Wafa now. Wafa joined us. Okay. So consistent verb tenses. What do we mean by consistent? Consistent means to keep using the same pattern, keep using the same track. Do not change, do not shift suddenly. What does that mean again? Do not shift tenses suddenly. So if you are using past tense in following sentences or in one sentence, do not suddenly move in a way to simple present tense. That would be odd. And unfortunately, many students do such kind of a horrible mistake, I consider it to be. If you're writing a story or narrating a story in the past tense or some piece of news that you heard on TV or so on, and you are using, what's that gift? Running out of time, we've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. Love it. Yes, of course, love it. Okay, so you cannot then shift to use present, simple present tense, okay? If you are using simple present tense, if you are talking about Aya Al-Ali's routine every day, what she does every morning, she drinks coffee, she listens to beautiful songs, she loves reading. So when we talk about her routine, it's good to use simple present tense. It's going to be very odd if I talk about her routine, saying she drinks coffee, she loves listening to songs, she reads in a book, and suddenly I say she walked in the garden. How come that you are using simple present tense for her routine, which is the right thing to do, and suddenly you move in a very odd way to use simple past tense? So keep consistency while you write. So when you edit your writing, when you look at your writing again, make sure that every time you're using the same tense. It's okay sometimes to use a future with the simple present, no problem. Future goes along with the simple present, but you cannot be in the past and then you use a future, or in the past and then you use simple present. But you can be in simple present and then use present continuous with ing, it's okay, or simple future, it's okay. Let's have a look at the examples over here. Hawaii GR5 2017. I don't have your name, but unmute yourself because you raise your hand. It seems that you want to say something. Unmute yourself, or either lower your hand. Okay. He's not responding or she's not responding. Okay. Layan El-Fitiani. Can you hear me, Layan?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Everything is okay, Layan?
Yeah.
Would you mind to be my assistant? So you just tell me if any problem goes here and there with the sound, with the picture, with anything? So
No, everything clear.
thank you. Stay just with me, okay? All the time.
Okay.
Now, look
Okay.
here, guys. The shoplifter, you know what's shoplifter? Harami, yani. A thief. Walked quickly toward the front of the store. So he walked quickly. When a clerk shouts at him, he started to run. Yani someone discovered him that he was a thief, a burglar, harami, so started shouting at him. So shoplifter walked. The clerk shouts at him, he started to run. It's apparent here that we're narrating something from the past. We're talking about an event or an incident from the past, which means keep using the past tense. So we say walked. So it's wrong here to say shouts. It's better we say shouted to keep it all in the same track in regard to the tense, to the time it shows. So we say walked, shouted, he started to run. Okay? The verbs must be consistently in the present tense, or you can make them all in the right tense. Now, if you read a story, you'll find that it's all written in the past tense. If I say, Ya Aya or Ya Ahmad, talk to me about the story, then you should talk about it in the present tense. So if I say, some people are joining again. If I say that, Ya Layan, tell me the story. What is this story about? So Layan should tell me about the story using the present tense. But if I'm reading it in a book, it's in the past tense. So if Layan is telling me the story, the Layan should say, sorry, the shoplifter walks quickly toward the front of the store. When a clerk shouts at him, he starts to run. That's okay if someone is summarizing or talking about the story. But keep it in the past tense if you read it in a book. Then the shoplifter walked quickly toward the front. Clerk shouted at him, started to run. Okay? Farah is joining
Okay.
us. Yes. Okay. Now, practice. Here we need to find where we get inconsistency in using the verbs. We put an X on that verb, and then we need to write the correct verb. So, I played my stereo and watched television before I decide to do some homework. I'm talking about something I did and finished. So I say I played, watched. Why suddenly I get the verb decide in the simple present tense? I started past, then past again, and suddenly it's simple present, which is wrong. So I crossed the verb decide and I make it simple past and I write it decided. Okay? Great, great. I have so many people joining us. Good. Now look at the second example. The hitchhiker stopped me. You know what's hitchhiker? Newcomers, please mute yourselves. Mute yourselves, please, because I can hear some noises. You know who is the hitchhiker? That's in the West, maybe not here, not in our region. When a person would just wave his hand to a car on the highway street and asking them to take them to somewhere else, although this car is not a taxi or something like that, okay? So the hitchhiker stopped me as I walks from the turnpike rest station and said, "Are you on your way to St. John's?" So he stopped me and he said, so I'm narrating something from the past. Why suddenly to say I walks or I walk in the simple present? So when I narrate things in the past, stick to the past tense. So I cross walks and I make it walked. Some of you would say, "Tab, doctor, why we left it are you?" And here we didn't make it past of are and we write where. I will tell you simply why. Because this is included between quotation marks. يعني كلام, the exact words of the person, the quoted part of his speech. When we include quotation marks between the signs, هدول التو signs بنسميهم quotation signs, or you can call them 66 and 99 because you write them like 266 and you close it like 99. Inside the quotation, it's okay to choose any tense because those were his exact words. So we don't need to change the tense over here. Leave it. So whenever you see quotation mark, ما إلك دخل فيها. Work with the other parts of the sentence, okay? Number 3, I grabbed for the last bag of pretzels. You know what are the pretzels? Like هيك salty biscuits.
Doctor,
Yeah. Yes, please.
which page is this?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is page 81, darling. And it shows here on the page. 81, okay? No, sorry,
I
61.
can't see it. Okay,
Sorry,
thank you.
61.
Oh,
61. I'm
61.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Now, you're welcome. So it's okay if you write your answers immediately to work with me. I grabbed for the last bag of pretzels, and we said the pretzels are kind of salty biscuits on the supermarket shelf. But when I picked them up, I discovered there was a tear, مثل ممزوع, in the cell phone bag. Now, here I'm narrating what happened with me while I was at the supermarket. So I say I grabbed يعني held, يعني حملت, grabbed, okay? And then I have discovered, طب why suddenly I get simple present tense pick? Pick is simple present now, but I'm talking about something that happened with me when I was at the supermarket. Therefore, the usage of pick is wrong in relation to tense. So we cross out pick and we change it from simple present
Pick.
to be in simple past tense. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, Ruby. Ruby waits eagerly. Here we use the simple present tense. So maybe someone is telling us what happens now or summarizes something right now. So if something talks about the story, he doesn't or she doesn't use the past tense, but they use the present tense, okay? So Ruby waits eagerly for the postman to arrive every day. That's her routine. That what she does every single day. She waits. Part of her hoped to get a letter in which someone declares he is madly in love with her and will cherish her forever. She waits for some romance in her life, but it never comes. Okay. Now, so that's her routine every day. She waits, she needs someone to send her a letter of love. Okay? That's her daily routine. That's why we need simple present tense. When we talk about daily routine, every day, every week, every month, usually, always, sometimes, this shows a routine. For routine, we need simple present tense. So it's okay to say waits. We add S because one Ruby, singular, subject verb agreement, last time's lecture. It's okay to say declares because someone is singular. Remember, someone, we add S to the verb. He is singular, so it takes S من أبناء be. Now, why to say hoped in the middle? That's odd. This way it's wrong. We cross out hoped and we change it to be hopes, part of her. Now, part is singular, one part. Part of her hopes, okay? The first thing Jerry does every day, again, look at every day. That's what then, guys? Again, it's routine. Oh, Anfal is waiting. I'm sorry, Anfal, I kept you for long waiting. Okay, so yeah, again, so that is a routine. With routine, which tense do we need? Simple present tense again. So Jerry does, true, because one Jerry, one person, we add us, es to do, so it becomes does. Every day is, and is simple present, من أبناء be, weigh himself. The scale informed him what he can eat that day. So if we talk about the routine, keep it all using the simple present tense. Why suddenly to say informed? So check for that and make it informs. I hope it's all clear right now, okay? Now I will be choosing names and you are going to answer the rest here, over here, and tell me where is the mistake in this sentence, okay? Layan? Layan, you raise your hand. Do number 6, yeah, Layan.
Okay.
Read it, please.
My sister sprinkles detergent
Detergent.
flakes on my head, detergent flakes
Yes.
on my head, and then ran around telling everyone that I had dandruff.
Good. So
Flakes,
she
okay.
sprinkles, you know what sprinkles, like بترش هيك إشي من الديترجنت زي صابون or something like that. She sprinkles
Had I
on my head. Head, you know what's head? The part of your body, head. And then ran around telling everyone that I had dandruff, إشرة. So she's acting as if what she put on my head ما كان صابونة, parts of the flakes, لكن كان إشرة. So she's a kid, يعني, making some kind of a joke or something like that. Now, where are the verbs, ya Layan, in this sentence? That shows
sprinkles, flakes, and had.
No, flakes miss like parts من الديترجنت زي قطع هيك من شكلهم زي الثلج بيكونوا, okay? So sprinkles, this is number 1. What did the girl do after sprinkling the detergent flakes on the head of her sister? What did she do? Ran. She ran, okay? Telling them that she had dandruff. So here, if we narrate a thing, she's telling us what happened with her. What happened with her? Is it better to stick in the present or in the past? So which one is the
in the past?
In the past, good. So how do we change sprinkles?
Ran and had, it's correct. Sprinkles, it's
had is past. Has is past, okay? And ran is past. Okay. So what is the problem here with
sprinkles?
Sprinkles. How do we change it to be?
Sprinkles.
With ed, excellent. So we change it to be into the past tense. Guys, this is page 62, okay? This is page 62. Now I need, let me choose a name to do number 7. And this might be Daniel Abbadi. Daniel Abbadi. Yes, Dania. Yes, darling.
Yes, darling. Some students attend all their classes in school.
Good.
They listen carefully during lectures, but they don't take notes. As a result, they often failed tests.
Good. Now, yeah, Dana, we talk about something we call facts about some students, the way they act. With facts, usually, لما نحكي عن حقائق, how people act or live or do things, then we are in the zone of the simple present tense. That is the zone when talking about facts or general truths, okay? So now we talk about some students who attend their classes in the school. They listen carefully to the lecture, but they don't take notes. As a result, بالنتيجة, they fail the tests. What is wrong
Failed.
here? Excellent. Failed. What should it be?
Fail.
Fail. Excellent. In order to maintain consistency. Good. That's very
Yes.
good. Thank you. One more sentence before we move to something else. Let me see if some people are raising their hands. Lina Wael. Lina?
Yes.
Yes, darling. Do
Number
number 8.
Okay. My father knocked on the bedroom door when he asked me if he can't come in. I said, not right now.
Okay. What is
So
wrong here?
asks
Excellent. What should it be?
should be asked.
Asked.
With
Excellent.
ed.
Excellent. Because I'm narrating what happened with me and with my father. So it's better to stick to the past tense. We cross out asks and we make it asked. Okay? Fine. Let's move to a new slide. Now the rest you do them at home, okay? So I would leave a space for you to practice when you study at home by yourself. You are at home, by the way. Okay. Now, still one more exercise. Make the verbs in each selection consistent with the first verb used. Cross out each incorrect verb and write the correct form above. Okay? So here, Anna, I made it easier for you in the first 5 sentences that I highlighted for you the verbs. Now they tell us that the first verb is the correct one. Therefore, the rest should just like agree with the first one, show consistency with the first one. Abdullah Zabi. Abdullah.
نعم دكتورة.
ينعم عليك. Do number 1, please.
دكتورة أنا جيت متأخر لسه مش فاهم.
Okay, Abdullah. Okay, stay with us,
دكتورة.
Abdullah. I'm recording this lecture, so I will send you a link. You can watch it later, okay? Fine.
تمام دكتور.
You watch it later عشان تشوف اللي راح عليك, okay?
إن شاء الله.
Thank you. Inas Satari. Yes, Inas.
دكتورة الأولى ولا
The first one,
ثانية؟
darling. The first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I walked through town yesterday and a friend from grade school calls to me.
Calls to me.
بتصير calls.
Calls. Okay, nice. Calls. يعني نادت علي. Okay. So I'm narrating what happened with me yesterday. I walked yesterday. While I was walking, a friend calls me up, calls to me. That's wrong. What should it be then?
No. Called.
Called. We cross calls and we make it called. We write above it called. Thank you so much. Number 2. Thank you, miss. Thank you. Ayal Ali. Ayal Ali.
Yes.
Number 2, darling.
Sandy eats a nutritional breakfast, skips lunch, and then enjoys a big dinner.
Excellent. Why we keep the simple present tense over here, ya Aya? What's the reason we have
because
all
it's
talking about her what?
It's a routine.
Excellent. We're
it's
talking
a routine.
about
she things that always happen.
Excellent. That's her routine. She eats nutritional breakfast, skips lunch, no lunch for her, and then enjoys a big dinner. I guess that Sandy should be a very fat person because she doesn't eat in a good way. Okay. Number 3. I have some people without names. It shows for me user or Hawaii or so. Jana, do number 3, Jana.
Yes, doctor.
Please, Jana, number 3.
I settled back for a short nap and snore for the rest of the afternoon.
Yes.
So the first verb is settled, so it's in the past.
Excellent, yes.
Snore, we change it to snored.
To snored into the past. Excellent. That's perfect. Yeah. Fine. I want to skip 4I5 because already I helped you with highlighting the verbs. I need someone to do 6 and someone to do 7. And Lina Wael. Lina?
Yes.
Yes, Lina. Do
Yes. Little Andy loves fire, and his mother worried about when matches are missing.
Yes.
So it's talking about facts that little
excellent.
Andy loves fire.
Yeah.
So we have to change worried into worries.
Excellent. That's it. Excellent. So we change the verb worried into worries. Okay, to make it simple present tense. Thank you so much, darling. Yara? Number 7, Yara.
Yeah, number 7. The coin collector informed me that my old penny wasn't worth much, but I found out later that he receives 50 for it. So the first verb we have, yeah, the first verb we have is informed.
Excellent. Informed is the first verb. Good.
Yeah, the second one is going to be receives, which is going to be turned to received.
Okay, but before the second, where are the other verbs
Yeah.
in the sentence, Yara?
We also have wasn't.
Excellent. Wasn't?
No, yeah.
Yes, wasn't. And also
Wasn't, and I found out.
Excellent.
Found out.
Found out. Excellent. So
yeah, but they're all in the past tense. So
Bravo.
there's only receives that I'm going to be alternating to the past tense.
Excellent. So you change it to be into the past tense and you make it received. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
So over here, guys, this part is a short one. It's a short lesson. It's finished. We're moving to something new now. But I want you all the time to keep it in your mind. Once you write a paragraph, go again for editing, for checking for any mistakes. If you find that you're shifting in an odd way from simple present into past or from past into present, then you need to fix your verbs. You should show consistent use of your of the tenses throughout all the paragraph or the topic you are writing about. Otherwise, you are doing a horrible mistake. Again, I said sometimes it's okay to use a future with simple present. They could work together, but never to use past with the future and past with the present and the present with past, okay? So this part is done. We're moving to something else right now. Additional, and this is page, guys, 63, additional information about verbs. Now, I just highlighted for you the important parts that I want you to pay attention to. Most common mistakes that people make when writing verbs have been treated in the earlier section when we talked about the principal parts of the verbs. We have the verb to be in the present tense, in the past tense, and in the past participle. Now, we said in that if the verb is regular, محترم, ما بيغلب, then simply you add ed to the verb to make it verb 2 or verb 3. But if it's a problematic verb, then it belongs to the irregular verb list that you should be very familiar with. Like take, the past is took, not take it. And taken is verb 3, not take it again, okay? I want to ask Dania Al-Abadi. Dania?
Yes, دكتورة.
Yes, teacher. Doctor. When do we use past participle? When past participle is used? When can I use
In
the
the
form of
perfect.
past participle? Excellent. Perfect. That comes after what? Which helping verb? What should I have?
Verb 3.
Okay, it's verb 3, I know, but they should be preceded. Before them, there should be a verb from a certain family. If you attended the very first class I gave to you about helping verbs, which family should be here?
The models?
Have.
No, not the models. Have. Thank you. Have family. So verb 3 comes after have family. You can never say, I taken the book. That's very wrong. Nothing in English is just like that. Where you can say, I have taken the book. She has taken the book. They had taken the book. So verb 3 only and specifically comes after verb to have family, have, has, or had, okay? Now, here, just let me see the subtitle. The verb tense. What does the word tense mean? It is the time that the verb shows. Which time does it show us? Generally, what are the general 3 basic tenses in the English language? Present, past, and future. These are the 3 basic ones, but still we have other tenses to be more specific. Let's begin with the big ones, like a present, I work, and Jill works, if I talk about myself as a fact or permanent situation. Past, Howard worked on the lawn maybe yesterday, maybe in the morning, so I changed it into the past tense. So over here we have a present tense, and we said with the present tense, either we keep the verb as it is, or we add to it s. إذا اللي قبله subject loves the S. Who loves S? Excellent. Singular. He or she or it or any singular noun. Whereas with the I or you or we or they or any plural noun, add S to the verb. Excellent. And that's what we called last time subject verb agreement. Now the past tense, all the verbs are the same. So Howard worked, he worked, she worked, it worked, they worked, the children worked. It doesn't change. It's not problematic like the present tense, okay? Now, the future, usually with will, and there are many other varieties for a future, but here just to make it simple with will. So you will work overtime this week. Present perfect means either have or has plus verb 3. Gail has worked hard on the puzzle. They have worked well together. So when I use a present perfect, the action of the verb is finished. Yani the working itself is finished. I focus on the result that I can see with my eyes. Again, the verb is finished, the action is finished, but what I can still see is the result. Like when it says they have worked well together, the result is clear, which is their good work together. So when do I use the present perfect? When my focus mainly is on the result of the action verb that has already finished. Now, past perfect, the pitcher had worked long hours on his slider. So had worked, this is a specific point in the past that I'm not going to explain so well over here because we'll come back to it later. It happened in a specific moment in the past. Like if there are if I say by 9 o'clock, yesterday by 9 o'clock, he had worked. So I just focused that the work was finished before a specific moment in the past. Yani yesterday at 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock yesterday, the work had finished, or he had finished, or he had cleaned, or he had dried. So it's just to say it's finished before a specific moment in the past. Future perfect is will plus have plus worked. The volunteers will have worked many unpaid hours. Will have worked. يعني إني بتوقع بspecific time in the future بهالوقت حيكونوا خلصوا. يعني إذا رايحين to مثلا let's say have a breakfast in a restaurant وساعة 12 o'clock حيكونوا they finished. So I can say they will have finished their breakfast by 2 o'clock. فباي 2 o'clock حيكونوا they finished the eating. اللي لسه ما صار it's going to happen. بس بفترض by this time it حيكون finished. لأنه this kind of tense very problematic for very students and they rarely use these varieties of tenses. دائما they use present, past, simple future, present, past, simple future, as if the other tenses do not exist in the English language. Why many students don't use them? Simply because they don't understand when exactly to use them. So I'm telling you for the future perfect, when do you have to use it? Imagine something to happen in the future, and at a specific time in the future, it's going to be finished. If this is the case of the meaning you want to have, then you use future perfect, will and have and worked. Now our lecture ends at 2:45, right? So at 3 o'clock, now imagine at 3 o'clock اللي لسه ما وصلنا لها. What would be the situation? Which sentence can you use to describe this using the future perfect? Any volunteer? Any volunteer to make a sentence using a future tense? Layan?
We will have finished the lecture.
Yeah, excellent. So you would say, by 3 o'clock today, we will have finished the lecture.
We will have finished
Okay,
the lecture.
excellent.
Yeah.
احنا خلصناها الليكتشر not
Okay.
not yet, right? ما خلصناها not yet. بس imagine at 3 o'clock حنكون already صرنا ايش؟ Finish that. Therefore we can say
Okay.
we will have finished the lecture. Okay?
The
So
lecture.
it's good if you learn these uses. So when you write a person who reads for you, ما بحس إنه أنت weak in English. You just use simple present, simple present. You know when to use this or that, when to make this variety in the way you work. You have a birthday party tomorrow. at 9 o'clock حتكون خلصت. So it will have, أو the guests will have left مثلا by 10 o'clock. حيكون كل الجيستس روحوا. البارتي لسه it didn't happen. It's going to happen tomorrow. But I imagine tomorrow at 10 o'clock, everyone will have left the party. So will and have and verb 3. I hope it's clear now for you. Now, present progressive, something in progress, something is happening now. I'm not working today. So that's the current situation for now. I am not working. الform of it is am أو أي حدا من أبناء be بالpresent tense. أعطيتكم إياهم in the first lecture when we talked about the present and the helping verb to be. And we said the children of be, am, is, are, was, were, and then they are followed by verb ing. When it's a present progressive, what does a progressive mean? It means
The verb with ing.
continuous. So it means
Continuous.
ing. Excellent. Yes. So I am not working today. You are working the second shift. She is not working today. She is not working. She is working. They are not working. They are working. So it depends on the subject. Okay. Now, past progressive, something in the past was in progress. Okay, it was in progress in the past. So yesterday at 9 o'clock, my mother was cooking. يعني yesterday. شو الفرق بين أقول yesterday my mother cooked pizza و yesterday at 9 o'clock my mother was cooking pizza. Cooked pizza, I focused إنه خلاص she finished the action. My focus was on the action. But when I say at 9 o'clock, she was in the middle of the cooking yesterday. يعني بهذاك الوقت still كانت still she was cooking. I hope this is clear. So when we say she cooked, I focused إنه she finished. She did that action of cooking and she finished. But if I say yesterday at 9 o'clock, she was cooking, then she was in the middle of the action yesterday at that period of time. Okay? So you could say yesterday I read a nice story. So you just focus on finishing reading that nice story. But if you say yesterday at 10 o'clock, I was reading Shakespeare. So I know that at 10 o'clock, you were in the middle of the reading. You were still reading yesterday, okay? Now, future progressive, the sound system will be working by tonight, something to happen in the future and to be in the middle of its working. So if you imagine tonight, this night, then it's going to be working on the process of working. So it's going to be in that progress still. So you imagine something to happen in the future وحيكون still in progress, okay? يعني أعطيكم example عشان to understand this perfectly. Suppose there is a birthday party. There will be a birthday party tomorrow from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning, okay? 10 to 12 o'clock in the morning when? Tomorrow, okay? So 10 to 12. So at 11 o'clock, which is in the middle of the party, the girls will be dancing. People will be talking. Dana will be receiving gifts. So that would be in the middle of the action in the future that you just imagine. You imagine it will happen because it's going to be in the middle of the action. So if you're having a breakfast with your friends at Jubran tomorrow, اتفقتوا you go from 10 to 11 o'clock, okay? So طب 10:30 شو بتكونوا بتعملوا؟ Who can just volunteer to tell me the sentence? What will you be doing at 10:30? You agreed to be there from 10 to 11 to have your breakfast at Jubran together tomorrow. So make your sentence with future progressive. At 10:30,
They will,
yes. Yes.
they will be eating a breakfast.
We will be eating. They will be eating their breakfast. Excellent. ليش؟ لأنه they will be in the middle of the action. طيب هلا أشوف حدا مصحصح معي. طيب هلا imagine tomorrow احنا we said the breakfast at Jubran from 11 from did I say 10 to 11, okay? From 10 to 11. طب at 12 o'clock tomorrow, how would you make your sentence? روحنا at
We will
12
have
o'clock.
finished breakfast.
Excellent. We'll have eaten at Jubran. We'll have eaten. خلص okay? So كله I talk about the future. But in one case حيكونوا in the middle of the action doing it. In another case حيكون الأكشن completely finished. I hope this is clear and simple.
Yeah, it's clear.
Fine. Okay, good. Now, here I wrote you the perfect tense, have or has or had plus verb 3. Whereas when we talk about the progressive tenses, then am, is, are, was, were, plus verb ing. إذا أخذنا first 3, am, is, are, talking, writing, playing, then you talk about the present progressive. If you take the last 2, was or were, plus the verb ing, was playing, was reading, were dancing, were carrying, then you talk about past progressive. Excellent, okay? طيب Now here I have, this is helping verbs. وهذا الشيء شرحت لكم إياه in the first lecture very clearly. So this is like very fast thing. You remember the helping verbs family? Who can list for me the 4 families of the helping verbs? You remember the very first class, the first video I sent to you?
Yes.
قسمت لكم English verbs into main verbs and helping verbs. The helping verbs, they were of 4 families. لين القواسمي, what were the 4 families of the helping verbs يا لين?
Be family و have family.
Excellent.
Well family future.
Excellent. Models. Good. So thank you. Thank you. Be family, I gave you am, is, are, was, were. We add to them now being and being. إلهم specific uses رح ناخدهم later on. هلا have family, have, has, had, or having specific use later on. Do, or does, or did. Okay? Now we said be family should be followed by ing. Have family by verb 3. Do family by base verb. And models family will, would, can, could, shall, should be followed by base verb. Good. Now used alone. Now look at the main verb. Now be if it's used alone ما لقيتي وراها ing ولا any other verb, okay, then it's not a helping verb. Then it is used as the main verb in this sentence. Look at the first one. I was angry. Where is the verb was? في وراها another verb with ing? No. So in this case, you consider it as a main verb, not as a helping verb. But here, I was growing angry. I have was followed by the verb ing. In this case, was is a helping verb from be family. Look at the second example. Sue has the key. Now has, this is the verb. It's not followed by verb 3, by nothing else. So has here is not a helping verb. Here it's a main verb. Because someone mute yourself, please. Because it is used alone. It's not followed by any other verb. But look at the example here. Sue has forgotten. What is forgotten? It's verb 3 from forget. This way has belongs to have family and it's a helping verb followed by verb 3. He did well in the test. That's verb 2. He did fail. Sorry, not verb 2. Sorry. He did well in the test. There is no other verb in the sentence after did. So we have did alone. When it's used alone, it becomes the main verb.
Main verb.
Yes. He
Verb
did
one.
fail. Then it's followed by the base verb fail. This way it is a helping verb from do family. Okay? Now we will move to talk about the modals. Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, and must. Actually, I gave you more models than these, but it's okay to stick to these now. I can see the rainbow. Can is followed by see, which is a base verb. Could not find, followed by find, which is a base verb. May be, may followed by be, and be is the base verb. من عائلة be المجردة be. Might resent. Resent means to hate, hate someone or hate something. So might followed by the base verb resent. Shall see. See is a base verb. Should get. Get is a base verb. Will want, a base verb. Would not understand. Understand is the base verb. Must visit. That's a verb again. Okay? Now.
Okay.
Yes. Is everything fine, guys, so far? Type.
Yeah.
We will move to something we call verbals. We call verbals. What does verbals mean? Verbal means إني أجيب الverb, okay, وآخذ منه إشي تاني يبطل verb. So there are special forms derived from verbs taken. كيف عندك أنت معجونة وأقول لك اعملي منها هيك وهيك وهيك. So you use it. Some people are joining us, but they're very late. Ranim Hamdallah and iPhone Noor. They are very late. I hope they are not introduction to literature. Okay, so I get the verb and I can use it to make other derivations, اشتقاقات أخرى from the verb. The first one we call it infinitive. The second one we call it participles. The last one we call it gerund. So again, عندك العجينة الأساسية, which is the verb, and I need to do something else from the verb. I can do 3 things from the verb. One, I call it infinitive. One, I call it participle. and one I call it gerund. And let's understand what do we mean by that. Infinitive إني أحط to before the verb. هون الverb shows me no tense. ما بقدر أقول عنه لا present ولا past ولا future. صار اسمه infinitive. It shows no tense. I started to practice. Where is the infinitive to? Practice. Practice here, it's infinitive because it comes after to. What does it mean to be infinitive? It shows me no tense. طب in the first sentence, where do I know the tense from? From started. Started shows me it happened in the past. But to practice, it shows no tense. That's why I call it infinitive. Don't try to lift that table. To lift is the infinitive. It shows no tense. What shows me the tense? Don't try. To become a millionaire is one of my goals in life. To become, it's infinitive. To followed by the verb become. لاحظوا become, lift, practice, drive after to. They are base infinitive. They should not take s, ed, past, ing, ممنوع. Okay? So they only stay infinitive. They don't show me tense. Number 2, from the verbals, we have participle. The participle نوعين. Either I add ing to the verb, or I make it looks like verb 3, but, and this is a very important but, it is not used as a verb, but as
A noun.
here not as a noun, mainly here as an adjective. Here mainly as an adjective. It can be used as a noun and it can be used as an adjective. Let's have a look. Now, favoring, and I don't you want to focus on this favoring at all. Forget about it. It's here gerund. It belongs to the last category, not to participle. Focus on a crammed leg. The screaming boy waded out of the pool. What's a crammed leg? زي إيده رجله التوت. I describe his leg to be crammed, ملوية. Now, crammed is not a verb. It's not a verb, okay? Crammed here, it is like verb 3. It is like verb 3. ما في قبلها have ولا has ولا had. So it's not a verb. It is an adjective.
Adjective.
We call it participle adjective. This is the name of this specific adjective. Again, it looks like verb 3. No have or has or had before it. And I don't use it as a verb, but I use it to describe a noun, so it becomes an adjective. What kind of adjective I call it? I call it participle adjective, okay? So, crammed leg, I describe his leg to be cramped, okay? Screaming boy, describe the boy to me. Which boy you are talking about? The screaming boy, the one who is shouting, من الوجع, من وجع رجله, so he is shouting. So this way, crammed, I added to it ed, and it becomes adjective. Screaming boy, I add ing to screaming, and it becomes an adjective that describes to me who? The boy, okay? The laughing child, which child you talk about? Tell me, which child? I
Laughing.
talk about, excellent, I talk about the laughing boy. I talk about the laughing boy. So he's laughing, so it becomes an adjective. Held up, hair locked, piggy bank, حصالة هيك مثل شكل البيج الخنزير. What kind of piggy bank? It's locked. It's described to be locked. مقفل عليها, okay? So locked again becomes a participle adjective. Forget about using, that's wrong. It's a gerund, like third category. Just a second, let me explain the last one, then I'll come back to your answers, okay? A shovel and bucket, I scooped, and here scooped is the verb. It shows what I was doing. Water out of the flooded basement. Now, basement التسوية, I describe the basement. What kind of basement is it? Flooded, flooded with water. So flooded as if it's verb 3, but it's not a verb here. It's a participle adjective, because which basement you talk about? The flooded one. Remember, Amman بس غرقت, and we had lots of flooded basements. Someone wanted to ask a question. Yes, please.
Yes, please, me.
Jana?
Yes.
Yes, please.
We have a crammed
yes
and screaming. So
yes.
the crammed is
Participle
Past
adjective.
participle adjective. And
Excellent.
the other one is a present
Also,
participle adjective.
excellent, excellent. That's perfect. One is we call it past
Okay.
participle adjective. One we call it a present. If it's ing, we call it a present participle adjective. If it's ed or verb 3, like taken, swum, then it is past participle adjective. Okay? Clear?
Okay, how can we differ between the normal adjective and the principal adjective?
The normal adjective usually ends like with full, beautiful. So it ends with the suffix full. IVE like creative, it ends with IVE. OUS like generous, it ends with OUS. So there are usually some suffixes added to the regular adjectives. They don't end regular adjectives with ED or with ING. مجرد إنه you find the adjective ends with ED or ING, then you talk about participle adjectives, not about regular adjectives. I hope this is clear. Okay?
Yes, it's clear.
Thank
you.
Now we move to the last part of the gerunds that of the verbals that we call it gerund. Gerund is a
Doctor,
noun.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Lien, Kawasmi, yes,
In
Lien.
yes.
Yes,
In the second sentence,
Yes.
there looked big, piggy bank. Where is the verb?
Held up. Held up. تخيليها عم ترفع هيك. Okay, held up. That's the movement in her hand. That's the verb. Okay?
Yeah, and then the third,
Scooped.
the third sentence.
Scooped is the verb. Okay?
Okay.
And in the
Okay,
first
thanks.
one, waded out. Waded out يحرك رجليه هيك بالwater. Okay? هيك ببطء
Okay.
يعني. That's the verb in the first sentence. Good. So please do not highlight favoring and using I did this by mistake. Okay? Now gerund is the ing form of the verb used as a noun. You know, I bring the verb, I give it ing, but it's not working as an adjective like in screaming boy and laughing child. No, I use it as a noun. اسم. So it becomes ممكن the subject, الفاعل. Studying wears me out, tires me, makes me very tired. What makes me very tired? What? Studying. So here studying is equivalent in Arabic للمصدر الدراسة. So it becomes a noun and it is used at the beginning of the sentence as a subject. Okay? Playing basketball is my main pleasure during the week. So what's my major main pleasure during the week? Playing. So playing becomes the noun. Now, through jogging, you can get yourself in shape. Through حرف جر, preposition. وafter the preposition, بالprepositional phrase بيجي عندي اسم مجرور. The noun that comes after the preposition. So which noun we have here that comes after the preposition? Jogging. Jogging, how in Arabic you say حرف جر اسم مجرور. Same we have in English. So that's a preposition and that's the noun that comes after the preposition. Okay? You won't be asked in the exam to tell me whether this is participle adjective, whether this is infinitive, whether this is gerund. This is not a grammar course. This is a writing course. Mainly you will be asked to fix mistakes, find mistakes and fix them, edit. That's the part you should do. This is not a grammar course. In a grammar course, yes, you will have this question, write whether this is a participle adjective, a past participle or a present participle or gerund or so on. Just so, I mean, take it easy. What you need to do is to apply this in a good way in your writing, okay? We are getting close to finish the lesson. And we have now something we call the passive voice. Passive voice, we don't know who is the doer. مين اللي عمل الفعل? We don't know. Oh, it's not important to me. I don't care. Now, if you get into a room and you see that the window was broken, I say was broken, I don't know who broke it. ما بعرف مين. فجأة لقيتها was broken. So I don't know who broke it. But if you say a new hospital is built in our neighborhood, مين بالعادة بده يبني المستشفى يعني؟ على الأغلب the government. So إشي like معروف. So I don't care about it. I care إنه finally we have a new hospital in the area or in this town or so on. So again, في عنا something in English we call it active sentence and passive sentence. Active, I know the doer who makes what. In the passive, I don't care about the doer, about the subject. I care more about the action. Now we need to change the order of the sentence and the structure of the sentence to change it from active into passive. Look at the example. Lola, a girl whose name is Lola, ate the vanilla pudding. So Lola is the subject, الفاعل. What did she do? Where is the verb? She ate. She ate what? I wrote you above, ate what? The answer for what is the object, مفعول به. Lola ate the vanilla pudding. She ate what? The vanilla pudding. So that is the object. Change the sentence into passive. ما بيهمني مين اللي أكل. So I بحطه at the end of the sentence. بيهمني شو اللي انأكل and شو action that happened. Now, how do I change a sentence from active voice into passive voice? Number one, decide where is the verb. It's ate. Number two, where is the object? Ate what? The vanilla pudding. Bring the object, put it in the beginning of the new sentence. So I put the vanilla pudding. Have a look at your verb in the first sentence. Ask yourself, is it present or past? It is past. If it's past, you will need either was or were.
Okay.
Either was or were. Look at the vanilla pudding. One or many? One, singular. So was or were? Was.
Was.
Now step 3, go back to your verb. After was, make it verb 3. This is only in the passive verb. احنا من قبل درسنا after be بناخد ing. But if you change a sentence from active to passive, this is a very special rule. Okay? So after was, go back to your verb, make it verb 3. Was eaten. إما you put a full stop وخلاص، وإما you add the subject على الهامش at the end of the sentence. Bye, Lola. So Lola is not important. It's put at the end of the sentence. Okay? So let's have the plumber replace the hot water heater اللي هو السباك. What did he do? Replaced. That's the verb, replaced. Replaced what? The hot water heater, الجيزر السخان. So bring me the object. So we said he replaced what? Your answer, the hot water heater. Bring it to the beginning of the new sentence. So it becomes here, the hot water heater. Go back to your verb, replaced. Is it present or past? Past. When it's past, you need either was or were. Type the hot water heater. Is it one heater or many heaters? Only one. So you need was or were. You will need was because it's singular. Then verb 3 from replaced, and that's a rule I gave to you earlier. Any ed verb 2, then verb 3 is also ed. So was replaced. Either I put a full stop وخلاص صلى الله وبارك, or either I put the subject at the end of the sentence by the plumber, so على الهامش at the end of my sentence. Okay? Now, oh my God, some people are coming now, joining now, maybe from introduction to literature. What's wrong? Hey, where's the screen? You're following with me? Please, someone just let me know if everything is all right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, the last one. This is the last slide and we will be finished, okay? Now here it's to you, change the following sentences. الsentences محطوطين passive voice ورجعهم لأصلهم قبل ما يكونوا passive to active voice. Below I put you the rule. Passive voice بيكون عندي object, was or were, if we talk about the past, plus verb 3 plus تكملة الجملة by, and you put the subject at the end of the sentence. If it's a present passive بنحط الobject, then am or is or are من أبناء be, then verb 3, then the rest of the sentence. Have a look at this, please. The mopped bicycle, oops, I did something wrong. The mopped bicycle was ridden by Tony. هي هيك passive. شوفوا وين توني رامينه آخر السنتنس. بيقول لك bring it back to active voice. طب بدنا نرجع السبجكت محله توني. So Tony بيرجع لمكانه الأصلي as the subject, as the doer of the verb. Now we look at the verb was ridden. Look at verb 3 after was or were and make it again. Make it again what? Make it verb 2. Whenever you see was or were, you make it verb 2. Whenever you see am, is or are, you make it verb 1. Excellent. So was ridden, make it verb 2. Rode. It was ride. Rode, ridden. Okay? We take verb 2. So Tony rode. He rode what? رجع the part in green, which is the object المفعول به, Put it again after the verb. رجعت السنتence to its original form in the active voice. Tony rode the moped bicycle. Okay? Now, the basketball team was given a standing ovation. Now, the crowd, now in this sentence, we don't have the doer. هم أعطونا إياه in the coming sentence. And they put us the crowd. So the crowd, اللي هم الجمهور, now was given, رجعها لverb to gave. They gave whom? أخذتها من beginning of the sentence الobject, رجعتها after the verb. The basketball team, a standing ovation, like celebrating them and so on. Now I need someone to do number 1. The surprise party was organized by Charlotte. يلا يا ثراء please.
Yes.
Yes, ثراء.
The surprise party was organized by Charlotte.
يلا.
The answer, Charlotte organized the surprise party.
Excellent. So Charlotte, then verb 2 from was organized, so it becomes Charlotte organized the surprise party. Excellent. Thank you. Bravo, Thara. I need someone to do number 2. Someone to do number 2. Maybe I...
Can I, doctor?
What's your name?
Sanya.
يلا يا سامية.
Many people were offended by the comedian.
Yes.
The comedian
Bravo.
offended by the comedian offended many people.
Excellent. That's it. The comedian offended many people. Good. Sentence 3. Sentence 3. Yes, Batul. Batul. Yes, Batul.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Many people were offended by the comedian.
The old woman.
Comedian offended.
Hello, Batul. Number 3, Batul. We are done with number 2.
Okay. The old women groceries are paid for by the neighbors. The neighbors.
Yes. So the neighbor. Excellent. Now paid was it's preceded by our برجعها لverb 1. So paid راح ترجع عندي لverb 1, which is what? Pay. P-A-Y. Pay. Good. So the neighbors pay for what? The old woman's groceries. Thank you so much, Ya Batul. I need someone to do number 4. Someone to do number 4. I will choose. Lina Wael. Did I choose you, Lina, today? Did I choose you today? Lina Wael?
Yes.
Yes, darling. Will you please do number 4, ya, Lina?
Okay, but I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, try.
The horse chestnuts were knocked off the trees by the boys.
Yes.
The boys knocked off the trees of the horse chestnuts or something like that. I don't know where to go. The boys knocked off the horse. Yes.
Okay.
The horse chestnuts.
Off the trees. So يعني separate
trees,
between
yeah.
knock and off. Excellent. Just separate them. عمر مصالحة. عمر. Qamar, sorry. Qamar will be angry, will be mad at me today. This is the second time I do that with it. I'm sorry, ya Qamar. Yes, darling. Do the last one.
The devil was driving out of Regan.
We read it driven, darling, okay?
Okay, driven out of the Regan by the
Regan by the exorcist. Yes.
Exorcist, okay.
Yes.
The exorcist drove
لا, make it what?
the devil.
No, wait a second. Try it again. Try it again, darling. Now we say was driven. What do you make it? What do you make it? You know who is the exorcist? The one who just like makes devils or evil things leave you. طبعا هذه شعوذة كلها, okay? So was driven, you make it verb 2. So what is verb 2? Drove. Excellent. Drove the devil out of Regan. والله هذا عندهم زي أفكارنا يعني. I thought this is only limited للعرب إنه they keep saying بيشعوذوا والشيطان راكبوا. Okay. This way guys we are done. We are finished for today. You are requested to finish all the exercises in these pages. And again, today I'm going to send 5 names to send me pictures of their work. I hope you find this better than recording videos. Yeah, hopefully. Mainly we're going to have 2 lectures a week. Interactive lectures or 3. Maybe we will have 3 and I leave 2 days to study and to do the exercises. And on Thursday, you will have an assignment. Now, this Thursday, you're not having an assignment. Why? Because simply many people joined us late this week. They started from Sunday, which means they missed a whole week. So I gave them the chance to review and study and catch up with what they have missed. And we will resume having assignments from next week, inshallah. So every Thursday, you will have an assignment. Is there anything you want to say? Anything, anyone?
Doctor?
Yes, please.
I'm from the 5 students that you chose to do the assignment
yes.
with. I didn't know what was it.
Last time?
Yes.
Last time it was darling subject-verb agreement. You just need to do all the pages, all the exercises in the pages. Regularly, I do have the questions for you. Half the exercise, I do it, I answer it for you. And I leave the rest of you to be done on your own so you practice what you have learned. Now, you are requested to take pictures of your work and to send them to me privately via WhatsApp. Okay, darling? Please do it.
Yes, when is the due date?
Today. Today.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Best of luck
Thank
all. يعطيكم العافية. I enjoyed your class. So stop share.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Inshallah. I'll see you on I guess on Sunday. Okay. Take care.
Inshallah. Thank you so
And
much.
goodbye. I'm going to end the meeting now. See you later. Inshallah. Bye bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye bye. Allah معكم. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You too. You're most welcome. Bye.